This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, how do I do this? Hmm. Yay. All right. Yes. All right. I was just playing around with Zoom. Zoom changes things, and I don't know. You know what? Here's the thing. Technology changes all the time, and it is like speed lightning, right? Next thing you know, we have AI, and AI is taking over, and we've got like a million apps on Zoom, and things are happening, and it's like crazy. So how do we keep up with all this stuff? Well, you just try. You don't say, I can't do it. You try it. You can do it. I think that's a good thing because it keeps our minds fresh. I know personally, I never want to fall back on technology. I love technology. And although I don't know everything, I do know how to use my phone. I know how to use AI. I don't want to be left behind. So it's really important to try to keep up on that technology, right? I don't want to rely on anybody. Really important. I think that I know more than even some younger people these days. And I don't want to consider myself old by far. By all means, I'm not old. Um, but I remember when we didn't have computers. We had to embrace computers. And if you didn't, you are just left in the dust. And there are people still trying to shake that dust off. So hurry up and get on that technology train, people, if you're not. Start small. Don't get overwhelmed. So why am I here? Well, I am here because I feel like pulling some cards. I've been on this wonderful journey, and the journey has been about self-healing. Yes, and one of the things that I did think about was technology, keeping up on technology. So for the past several years, I have been following this change that initiated probably around COVID. Um, Maybe it was all that time I was spending here at home, and I had time to think about my life and what I'm doing, what I want to do. And although I am not 100% sure how things form at any one point in my life, I'm enjoying the journey. And one part of that journey was that recently I stopped drinking alcohol. Well, not recently, but a year ago. And that's been huge. And I'm really proud of myself. So I really want to share that. And I know I have, but 1 year alcohol free is like so big for me. And it's not just 1 year and I'm going to start going back to drinking. I'm not. I do have dreams about it, but I think I'm still working through a lot of the triggers, and the journey is always occurring, and we're always moving forward, or I'm moving forward. But I love the fact that I stopped because I wanted to, and people ask me like, "Why did you do it?" Like, "Why did you do it?" Like, because I wanted to, because I didn't feel drinking was a part of who I want to be anymore. I didn't like the way I felt. I didn't like waking up hungover. I didn't like sweating in the middle of the night. I didn't like that voice in my head that was beating me up every time I drank, even before I drank, after I drank. And it wasn't like I was drinking a bottle of vodka a night or a day or even in a week. I wasn't. But I just didn't like where I was with that. So I stopped. But I didn't just stop. It was a journey for me. It started a couple years ago. And I stopped during COVID for a few months. And then I went back partying with people, you know, the gang, my friends, and everyone else. But it still wasn't part of who I wanted to be. So I asked Reiki to come into the picture and to help me stop, and it did. and a card just fell out. All that glitters. All that glitters is not gold. Yes. But in this case, Reiki helped me. Reiki gave me that glitter. See that light? That's that Reiki light. I really, really, really brought in Reiki for that to help me stop, to bring in the right resources. This is what it did. Because I went and found a program that I was introduced to during the time of COVID, where I stopped drinking for 90 days, which was a lot, especially during COVID, right? But then that program came back and it was a lot more robust and it was science based. And really, the Annie Grace, who runs the program, who created it, really did a lot of, or has done a lot of work and research and has compiled a lot of data that really resonated with me. And I went on this path called the Naked Mind, this Naked Mind, and along with coaches and journaling and learning, which is all the stuff I love, I stopped drinking because when you want to stop drinking, it's not that easy. So these tools helped me. And a year later, I am alcohol free. And like Annie says, I just choose not to drink. I can drink anytime I want. I just choose not to. So I just wanted to share that. And I really want to do more about that on my social media or on my podcast. But right now, I just want to pull some cards. It's Lionsgate, people. It's coming up. It's actually, we're in it. And I know a lot of people talk about it, but I heard something that really resonated with me, that this Lionsgate, or maybe any Lionsgate, connects us with the Egyptians. And one of my guides is Egyptian. She's like Nefertiti and has the hat and the third eye and regal and sits on a throne. And she's beautiful. And she comes to me when I need her to say, listen, Rose, kind of get on the path here. Let's get this done. Or you've got this. So I really love that Egyptian vibe. And I think I have some Egyptian blood in me, according to Ancestry and all those DNA things. All right. So Lionsgate, manifesting, portal, energy, big time stuff, middle summer, almost end of summer. So summer, late summer, 8-8 in an 8 year. Wow. How crazy is that? And if you feel the vibe or not, it's happening. So I would get on that on that vibe. See what comes up for you. Put some thoughts out there. What is it you want? What is it you want to change? What do you love? What do you hate? What brings you joy? What pisses you off? What in your world matters the most? Do we ever stop and think about that? What in your world matters the most to you? Is it your family? Is it you? Is it your job? Is it your space? Is it your things? Do you feel alone? Do you feel part of a tribe? What is calling to you? And speak to that. Connect with that. So I'm picking a few cards and I'm not going to look at the book, but I am going to share them with you and interpret them how I feel they need to be interpreted intuitively. Ah, I've got a lot going on here. All right, so the first one I picked, of course, was All That Glitters. All that glitters is sometimes not gold. Yeah, true. That shiny object may not be the best for you, but maybe it is. How will you know? How does it feel for you? Shiny objects can be okay. They just mean something that you want to strive for. Look behind me. I have shiny gold moons, and I love shiny gold moons. So I surround myself with them. It's all good. It's all pretty. But also look at these masks and bring to mind there's anything or anyone in your life that maybe is wearing masks and you can't see behind those masks. And ask yourself, do you want to? And if not, that's fine. But don't force anyone to take their mask off because they won't. Right? You have to just take your own mask off and be your authentic self. And that will attract the right things into your life, the right stuff. Okay, the next card that came out was Orphaned. Why do we feel alone? Hmm. Or is it okay to feel alone? Is it okay to be orphaned? In this case, to be without other people around you at all times? Do you need to be in constant connection? Right? Ask yourself, is it okay to have space on my own to think? And it's what the next card is, the thinker. And you see these two people are kind of like, okay, I'm all alone. Here I am. I'm thinking. What am I thinking about? Maybe I don't like to think. Maybe I don't like to be alone. I don't like the thoughts that come up in my head. Yeah, but you know what? Some of those thoughts that come up are really pretty deep. They're the healing ones, the healing thoughts, or the thoughts that need to come up in order for you to release. Part of my healing journey that I've been on, I've had to dig deep and bring up some really hard memories, things that happened to me. And I had to figure out why I feel a certain way around things. And now I have a different perspective. And I'm working on that perspective, and it's creating and shedding light on a whole nother way of changing and transforming. It's really, really, really powerful. So it's okay to be alone. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to think. It's okay to take time for a nap. Oh my gosh, we need to rest. Look at that cute little fox. He's resting, and he's resting on the moon. And the moon, I love the moon. I wish I could rest on the moon. I wish I was that little fox. So taking time by yourself to rest and to think is all good things. We don't need other people's opinions. We don't need other people's judgments. We need to make up our own mind, to think for ourselves, to feel good in our silence, and to rest. Because when we rest, when we create that space to think, we have more clarity. And Spirit speaks to us. Spirit speaks to us through that silence that we create within. Mending. So here are two young people talking about mending relationships. Who are we mending relationships with? Are we mending relationships with ourselves? Does that have to be another person? Maybe that person we're mending is the inner child or the child within us from a long time ago, or from people in our past that maybe, wound is such a heavy word, but maybe weren't all that good with us at all times. So think about that. Have a think about who we want to mend with. What are we mending? What are we mending about ourselves? All right, we'll pick one more card. Let's just an overall energy because that's pretty heavy. Okay. It's a lot of internalization, a lot of thinking deeply, uncovering, resting, being alone. And it's the summertime, and the summertime vibe is about having fun. So let's have some fun cards come up for us. I have no other decks around me, so I need to use this one, which is Colette Baron Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle deck. This is a great deck. It really speaks volumes. Volumes. Okay, what we got? What's the fun? What's the fun in the sun? Higher power. Hello. I guess when we do all the stuff we're doing here, this is when that higher power comes in and gives us the sign and the signals, right? Then we can have fun, right? Let's get all this shit out of the way. Hello. And let's have fun here. So the higher power is like we're done with fixing, and we're connecting, and we're bringing in the good vibes. So this is the higher power. I hope you all have a great Lionsgate, and not just always, Lion Gates, but always. Wishing you well. And if you have a chance, listen to my podcast, Chat Off the Mat. You can find it everywhere. And yeah, co-create. Here's another one. The last one that popped out, co-create with this higher power. And there's that beautiful lion or tiger and that cute little owl. Take care, everyone. See you soon.